I will follow you, but. The story is told of a man who went to Niagara Falls. Y'all know about Niagara Falls. Beautiful falls in northwest New York State, right on the Canadian border there. He went there one day, and there was a tightrope walker walking from the United States side to the Canadian side, right across Niagara Falls. So he watched the man come across Canada. He came right to him. The man said to him, the tightrope walker said to the man, "Sir, do you believe that I can walk on this tightrope?" And the man said, "Yes, I believe." And the tightrope walker went back across and came back with the wheelbarrows, pushed the wheelbarrow on the tightrope. He says, "Sir, do you believe that I can walk on this tightrope pushing a wheelbarrow?" He says, "Yeah, I see it. I believe. I see it." The guy goes back across Canada, comes back, he's got his wife and kids in the wheelbarrow. He says, "Do you believe that I can walk across this tightrope with my wife and children in a wheelbarrow?" And the guy says, "Yeah, I see it. I believe that you can do it." The guy comes back with an empty wheelbarrow. And he says to the man, "Get in the wheelbarrow." And he says, "Well, wait a minute, I don't believe that much." I don't believe that much. It's easy to believe until the challenge comes person, to ourselves, when God begins to say, "I want you to follow me." And we begin to say, "I will follow you." But sorry in the gospel, right? You saw where he says to the first man, "Follow me." He says, "Yeah, I'll follow you, but let me bury my father first." Now, if you go back and you read the original Greek, it's not like, "My father's dead right now, and I need to bury him, and then I'll follow you." No, it's more of the sense of, my father is a little bit older, and after I've taken care of him for a few years, a little while, and I'm free of family responsibilities, and I'll follow him. Jesus says, "No, you're going to follow me, you're going to follow me now." Remember, there's an immediacy to Jesus' preaching. He's present there, he's preaching the kingdom, he knows he's moving towards Jerusalem, that his time is not all that long in this world. So there's a real sense of immediacy to the call of the kingdom. And then he says to the second man, he says, "I want you to follow me right now." Okay, so there's another but, right? "I will, but let me go and take care of all those relationships that I have, say goodbye to my family, probably get rid of all my goods and everything like that." You say, "No, you're going to follow me. You need to follow me now. Don't let anything get in the way of following me." The first one, he says, if you're going to follow me, remember the cost. I don't have a house over my head. I don't have any place to lay my head. If you're going to follow me, be prepared for the cost of being a disciple. You all know that there's a cost to really follow the Lord. There's a lot of things that you confront every day in your life as young people, as Christian Catholics who try to follow your heart, follow the Lord, follow the church's teaching. There's a lot of temptations out there. There's a lot of pressure on you to turn away from your faith, turn away from those things that keep us on the right road, to turn away from following the Lord. There's a lot of things that can get in your way. And there is, just like in that first man who says, "I'm going to follow you," and Jesus says, "Well, remember this, there's a cost." There is a cost. There is a cost to being a faithful Christian, being a faithful Catholic. But there is also a reward in being a witness of what it means. What's a cost? For example, I can tell you college students say things like, the cost is that I'm trying to live a moral Christian Catholic life. And I'm living in a university setting, or I'm living with peers who say things like, "Oh, come on, let's do drugs, or let's drink, or let's act in this way, or let's kind of have a relationship outside of marriage, whatever that may be, let's move in together." And when a Christian says to them, I can't do that. I really like you. I really want to get to know you, but I can't do those things. That's not what I'm about. Then all of a sudden the relationship ends. They're devastated because they thought this is the person that they might like to get to know. So there's a cost right there. There's also a cost sometimes in just kind of doing the right things for the right reasons. Someone's pressuring you, perhaps to cut some corners on paper, or take a cheat on an exam, and you say, "No, that's not what I'm about. I'm a good person, I'm a good person." It's just not right to do that. And then all of a sudden, people are mad at you. They think you're not following along. There's a cost involved. And then as you get older, there's sometimes a cost to the kind of decisions you have to make as a parent. You're raising your children and you're trying to do good things, raise them right. All of a sudden, a job comes along and says, we want you to take on a position, or we want you to do this. And you say, I can't do that because that's going to take some time away from my family. My family comes first. So then all of a sudden, there's a cost of work. You see it? You see it? Then there's the personal stuff that goes on. The gallop up. It's like, Lord, I will follow you. Lord, I'll love you. And Lord, I'll try and live a good life of faith. But I'm not going to let go of this grudge that I have. But I'm going to hold on to this bitterness. But I'm going to hold on to this vice, this sinfulness, this behavior that's a part of my life. Maybe inappropriate behavior on the internet, or just a relationship that's out of order. I'm going to hold on to that. I'm not going to let go of that wholeheartedly because I can't do that, Lord. I'm not ready to follow you along. And the thing is, the Lord encourages us to kind of let go of those things because they give us the opportunity, allow us to then follow Him wholeheartedly with all that we have. Not be distracted with those things that are not of God, but are sinfulness of the world. And when we do that, there's such a freedom that comes to that, to ourselves, to know that we're doing things for the right reason. The last point I'll make is this, is the sense that in all these things, we're not alone. First of all, we have like-minded people who are with us, who help us, love us, and keep us in our back. But we also have the sacraments and teaching of the church. I can tell you, in my 25 years of being a priest, I've never encountered someone who's messed up their life by following the church's teaching. I have encountered a lot of people who have had some wreckage and some people who really kind of ruined their lives by walking away from what we teach as Christian Catholics. There is wisdom, there is strength, there is power in following our teachings. You really get to know what it means to be Catholic and seeking to live it and receiving the sacraments. But when we fall, and we will fall as Christians, when there are times that we do not follow the Lord in the way that we should, God gives us the help that we need to come back to Him, especially through the sacrament of confession and reconciliation, to set aside those sins, to grow in God's grace, and to live a good life. In each one of us, there's a potential to do that. And God encourages us to encourage each other. And in all things, to spread the good news wherever we go, that Jesus is Lord, to His praise and glory forever and ever.